Tonight's future of everything. This one is, I mean, what in the Hellfire missile is this video that was just introduced on Capitol Hill during an oversight committee that allegedly shows the U.S. military using a drone to shoot down some sort of unidentified flying object thing? There's that missile that hits that object. This is happening over the coast or near the coast of Yemen. That UAP just continues to fly. And when you look close, you can see what looks like maybe 3 other objects flying off of it. Can we just slow this down a little bit and play it back if we can to see exactly what we're talking about? All right, so there's the missile, makes a strike. This is a huge board, so I get to see this up close. 3 different distinct objects. This thing seems to be spinning a little bit, and then it zooms out. But when this missile hits, I mean, what are we seeing here? Are we seeing these parts coming off of this, what was supposed to be like a sphere? Or are these parts of the Hellfire missile? Is this parallax that makes everything looks like it's going a lot faster? We have no idea. Remember, this is a 2D image. We're talking 3D from above, possibly a lot of confusion, but lawmakers were told that that missile was a Hellfire missile. We don't know what happens after the video cuts off, and we are missing a lot of information about the actual mission that was being flown. The only reason why we're seeing this video is because an unknown whistleblower apparently gave it to Congressman Eric Burleson, who released it publicly during today's oversight meeting. And this thing, which is explosive enough, this is just the tip of the iceberg on what was discussed. As you can imagine, lawmakers want some answers.
The public should be seeing this stuff, and why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off, and it kept going.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Nat?
I had a different reaction. I was really happy that it got out.
And let's bring in Florida Representative Paulina Luna, who has been spearheading the declassification of all things UAP in Washington. She was a chairwoman for today's wild hearing. Congresswoman, great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. It has been a few hours now since that video was released during your committee. Like, what was your reaction?
I think that myself and all members on that task force, to include the witnesses, have the very same reaction, and that nothing, to my knowledge, exists in our arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like that. But more importantly, why are videos like this being overclassified and held back from the American people? In my opinion, if we're writing the checks, if Congress has the authority and oversight to investigate, why are we being denied access? And so, look, I understand that this is a very big government and there's a lot of moving pieces, and I know that this administration has exercised the utmost transparency, which is exactly why we are going to them to get help on this issue. And as you heard from one of our witnesses, Chief Wiggins, he actually was given approval and permission to testify to Congress by the U.S. Department of the Navy. And so I think that that's a massive win in regards to transparency, and we look forward to continuing to track down these leads, but also for pushing for declassification of much more footage that, in my opinion, exists, and then also to ensuring that our whistleblowers are protected. So we are asking people to support their senators and their members of Congress voting for the UAP Disclosure Act, as well as whistleblower protections.
Yeah, that whistleblower protection is so important. And yet this video, we know it came from a whistleblower. We don't know who that whistleblower was. I understand that this was some sort of dead drop to the representative. I got to ask, I mean, I've been watching this video for way too long today. Like, do you think that there is a possibility that this is something that the U.S. military was testing out, like some way to take out drones? I know that the Hellfire variants, they have some that have spinning blades for soft targets, or maybe, I don't know, like a balloon or something? Or do you think that this is advanced tech that we just don't have?
You know, I think that there is obviously always going to be the case that maybe people have presented that they might try to say that it's a balloon, but I don't know any balloons that can be split and then stay together the way that that this particular thing did. But what I will tell you is, in the name of science and in the name of national security, we should be getting answers to these questions, and we should be taking this seriously, and we should be investigating. I can tell you that in my district alone in Pinellas County that there's a number of these sightings, but I'm not the only one. There was many members of Congress who have this phenomenon that takes place within their congressional districts as well. But I'm not the only person that feels this way. This is bicameral and bipartisan, and I think that this is probably one of the biggest bipartisan issues currently in Washington, D.C.
Hands down, and hopefully we can all come together on this. I mean, you've been so relentless in your. Yeah, you've been relentless in your pursuit of all this. You are, you now have a committee. You're chairing the task force on declassification of federal secrets. Like, you have access, at least more access to bases and files and SCIFs than I do. And I know that you're having trouble. So, like, why is it so hard to just take a video like this, go to somebody inside the Pentagon and be like, what is going on?
Well, again, when we tried to, as a committee, get briefings on certain information, specifically at the Department of Defense, we were told that we don't hold access authority and that we had to be a part of certain committees, but that's not true. In fact, oversight is actually the overarching branch of Congress that actually has investigative authorities into every single sector and branch of government, and so that's false. There's an issue with overclassification, but also, too, as you stated, many whistleblowers are afraid of being hit with the Espionage Act, especially if they are in positions in the intelligence community, and so that's exactly why we need to talk about immunity. We're actually going to be asking for the committee to vote as a whole to give certain people that we want to get into SCIF immunity so that they can actually talk to what they might know. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's our job, whether or not these things are natural phenomena, whether or not these things are adversarial nature. I think that not answering those questions, I think that not having the discussion breeds room for error, and especially in regards to theories that might not necessarily be correct. And so I'm looking at this from a very analytical perspective. But what I can tell you is, just like you stated, you've been watching this video. It's pretty wild and bizarre. I don't think that it should have been classified in the way that it was, and I think that there's more information that should be released to the American people.
And finally, like, I mean, this was, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, this was a kind of a bombshell from left field during that committee hearing. You also heard testimony from service members who were saying some pretty wild stuff. Like, what stuck out from the testimony that you heard today?
Well, the Vandenberg Air Base was something that I had heard about, but I never heard directly from a first-person witness in regards to what they went through at the time of the incident. And that was not just isolated to one person. There were many people that saw this. This was also documented on a police blotter. And then, as you heard from the witness, the Air Force allegedly destroyed in 3-year cycles some of this information. And so, obviously, there's questions there. If they had this reporting, why was Congress not notified? You would think that if something like that appeared over any military installation, that would probably create a situation where all members of Congress should probably be brought in and briefed on that, because that's a national security issue. And so there's many facets to this, but what I will tell you is that my task force specifically has been covering all things declassification. We don't just stop at UAP. We're also launching investigations and have had major wins on the JFK assassination. Next, we're looking into MLK. So this is just a number of our, I think, wins for the American people, and we look forward to delivering more at our next hearings.
And we'll stay tuned for all of that. And Florida Congresswoman Paulina Luna, thank you so much for being with us.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or watch live on our YouTube channel.